What happens when isekai heroes stop playing nice? Today, we're counting down 10 outstanding series where villains, anti-heroes, and ruthless survivors dominate the entire story. Kicking off our list at number 10, Failure Frame. I became the strongest and annihilated everything with low-level spells. After being falsely condemned by a goddess, Tuka Mimori is banished into a deadly dungeon and alongside monsters meant to kill him. Armed with seemingly low-rank status ailment magic, he discovers powers far deadlier than anyone expected. Determined to survive and exact revenge, Tuka journeys through a brutal fantasy world, systematically crushing enemies while uncovering conspiracies behind his summoning and betrayal onward relentlessly. What makes Failure Frame memorable is how unapologetically dark it becomes once Tuka starts fighting back. The series flips the underdog formula into a revenge-fueled rampage packed with tension. Creative skill usage keeps battles engaging while the protagonist walks a fascinating line between victim and villain. Few recent isekai embrace cruelty this confidently without sacrificing momentum, character depth, or suspense for long stretches either. Moving down the rankings to number 9, the Eminence in Shadow Sid Kageno dreams of becoming a mastermind operating from the shadows, and reincarnation finally gives him the perfect opportunity. In a magical world, he creates Shadow Garden, believing his secret organization is role-playing against an imaginary cult. Unbeknownst to him, the cult is real. His improvised schemes accidentally shape major events, creating chaos, victories, and legends across nations everywhere and beyond expectations constantly. Sid is one of the funniest anti-hero leads in modern anime because the entire premise runs on dramatic irony. Watching him treat world-changing conflicts like childish make-believe, while everyone else takes him seriously, never gets old. The stylish action, sharp comedy, and overpowered spectacle blend together effortlessly, delivering memorable scenes almost every episode, while Shadow Garden remains endlessly entertaining to watch unfold. Sliding further into the countdown at number 8, Overlord salaryman Suzuki Satoru finds himself trapped inside his favourite virtual reality game after its servers shut down. Now inhabiting the skeletal body of Ains Owolgaon, he commands the overwhelming forces of Nazarick. Unsure whether other players exist, Ains expands his influence across a new world. His quest for knowledge gradually evolves into conquest, diplomacy, manipulation, and domination itself on a grand scale. Overlord thrives because it fully commits to the perspective of a potential villain. Rather than saving kingdoms, Ains often becomes the greatest threat. Madhouse delivers impressive visuals while Nazarick's eccentric guardians constantly steal attention. The combination of strategic warfare, political maneuvering, and dark humour creates an addictive viewing experience that feels far different from standard power fantasy adventures from beginning to end every season. Coming in at number 7, how a realist hero rebuilt the kingdom. Kazuya Suma is summoned to another world as a hero, but instead of slaying monsters, he tackles economic collapse and political instability. After presenting practical reforms, he unexpectedly becomes king and begins rebuilding the nation through administration, diplomacy, and talent recruitment. Facing rival powers, internal challenges, and growing responsibilities, Suma relies on logic and strategy to secure prosperity and stability for his people. While Suma is not a traditional villain, his willingness to make ruthless political decisions gives this series a refreshing anti-hero edge. The focus on governance over combat helps it stand apart from crowded isekai trends. Watching policies, negotiations, and calculated leadership solve major problems is surprisingly satisfying. Few kingdom-building anime balance intelligence, ambition, and entertainment this effectively from start to finish, consistently. Halfway through at number 6, trapped in a dating sim. The world of otome games is tough for mobs. Leon Fu Bartfort reincarnates into an otome game world where society heavily favours nobles and women. Armed with knowledge from his previous life and access to powerful lost technology, he challenges the unfair system. Although he wants a quiet existence, Leon repeatedly becomes involved in major conflicts. His sarcastic attitude and overwhelming strength transform him into an unpredictable force within that strange world. Leon carries the energy of someone completely tired of everyone around him, And that attitude fuels the show's charm. His brutal honesty, clever manipulation, and refusal to respect social expectations create hilarious situations. Beneath the comedy sits a sharp critique of the setting itself. The result is an entertaining anti-hero story packed with satisfying victories and memorable confrontations throughout nearly every single major arc. Breaking into our top 5 at number 5, Tsukimichi, Moonlit Fantasy. Makoto Misumi is transported to another world only to be rejected by its goddess for his appearance. Cast into the wastelands, he gains extraordinary abilities and forms alliances with powerful non-human races. As his influence grows, Makoto builds a thriving community separate from human society. His journey mixes exploration, conflict, commerce, and the consequences of overwhelming power in a constantly changing landscape there. Tsukimichi succeeds by giving its protagonist enough power to reshape nations while keeping his personality grounded. Makoto is kind, yet he can become frighteningly decisive when pushed. The series balances humor, world-building, and action remarkably well. Strong character chemistry and steadily expanding stakes make every season feel bigger, richer, and more rewarding to follow than many comparable isekai adventures currently available anywhere today. Charging into number 4, Saga of Tanya the Evil After Dying. A ruthless salaryman is reincarnated by a godlike entity into the body of Tanya Degurachaf, a young girl in a world resembling wartime Europe. Determined to defy the being known as Being X, Tanya climbs the military hierarchy through talent, discipline, and merciless efficiency. Her battlefield exploits reshape conflicts while testing faith, ambition, and survival against impossible odds at every turn. Tanya stands out because she genuinely feels dangerous. Her cold calculations and relentless pursuit of self-preservation create a protagonist unlike typical heroic leads. Studio Nut delivers sharp military action, and the alternate history setting adds constant intrigue. Every strategic victory carries weight, making the series both intellectually engaging and thrilling. It remains a standout within Isekai Anime for viewers seeking something refreshingly different. Entering the top 3 at number 3, Apocalypse Bringer Minogra World Conquest starts with the civilization of ruin. Takuto Ira, a terminally ill gamer, awakens inside the strategy game he once mastered. Reborn as the ruler of the evil civilization Minogra, he leads monstrous followers while expanding his territory. Unlike many conquest stories, the narrative explores nation-building from the perspective of a dark faction. Takuto's decisions shape alliances, conflicts, and the future of the world around him at all times. Minogra earns attention through its unusual perspective. Instead of pretending its faction is secretly heroic, the story openly embraces darker aesthetics and expansionist ambitions. The strategic focus gives every development a larger purpose, creating the feel of a grand campaign unfolding. For viewers who enjoy kingdom management mixed with morally grey leadership, this series offers something distinctive within the modern isekai landscape today overall. Claiming the runner-up spot at number 2, the most heretical last boss queen, from villainess to savior. Pride Royal Ivy remembers her previous life and realizes she is destined to become a cruel villainess from an otome game. Determined to avoid that future, she uses her knowledge to protect others and correct past mistakes. Despite her good intentions, the shadow of her original fate remains ever present. Her choices steadily redefine destiny and leadership through compassion, courage, and careful judgment. This series approaches the villain trope from a different angle. Rather than embracing evil, it examines whether someone marked as a future monster can change. Pride's growth feels sincere, and the emotional storytelling gives many moments real impact. Strong character relationships and meaningful development elevate the material, making it far more compelling than its premise initially suggests to audiences looking for character-driven stories. And finally, reigning supreme at number 1, The Rising of the Shield Hero. Naofumi Iwatani is summoned as one of 4 legendary heroes, but betrayal quickly destroys his reputation. Falsely accused and abandoned, he develops deep distrust toward others while strengthening himself through relentless effort. Accompanied by loyal companions, Naofumi confronts catastrophic threats known as the Waves. His struggle for vindication transforms him from outcast to indispensable protector of the realm against relentless opposition and prejudice. The Rising of the Shield Hero remains one of the most influential anti-hero isekai series for good reason. Naofumi's journey blends anger, perseverance, and redemption into a compelling character arc. The emotional highs hit hard because every achievement feels earned. Combined with memorable companions and strong action sequences, the story continues resonating with fans worldwide today across multiple seasons and major franchise expansions too. Whether you prefer conquerors, masterminds, ruthless tacticians, or misunderstood outcasts, these series prove isekai anti-heroes can be just as captivating as traditional champions. Thanks for watching. Share your favourite pick in the comments and tell us which villain-led story deserves more attention from anime fans.